like I recognise you. Have you been here before? I remember now. Well, welcome back. Yeah, it's so great to see you again at our retro gaming store. How are you finding the products that you bought before? Fantastic. That's great to hear. So what can I do for you this time? I see. You're looking for classic DS games. Okay. Well, as you'll probably remember from last time, we do have lots and lots of those, so that should not be a problem at all. Anything in particular? Okay, so, yeah. Okay, we've definitely got lots from that franchise, yeah. Okay, fine, yeah, we can do that. So a blend of the popular and the not quite so well-known, that's fine. Okay, well, let's start off with that first franchise that you suggested. Did this give you a reminder at all? Okay, well, we've got 3 to choose from the DS collection. The 3 that we've got here in stock, and I can get any of the others as well, so it's not a problem. We've got Pokemon White. We've got Pokemon Heart Gold. And we've got Pokemon Pearl. Now obviously each of these are supported by their opposite versions, so these are all, they aren't 2 halves of the same game, if you will. So for example, you've got white there with black obviously, and Heart Gold with Soul Silver, etc. So we can get the opposing games if you want. However, obviously, if you're familiar with the franchise, you'll know there are very little difference really, aside from the legendaries are different, and sometimes you do get variants of other Pokemon as well. So it's up to you, but I would probably recommend not getting 2 of the same game unless you're a completionist, and instead getting the different ones. So I'll let you think about those. In my view, they're all equally as good as each other. Then I'll run through some classics and some not so well-known ones with you. So to start off with an absolute classic, we've got Super Mario 64 on the DS. So this was a remake of Super Mario 64, obviously on the N64, and it was a classic game. Of course it was. It was an amazing game. And this is pretty much a direct remake. I think there are some subtle differences, but otherwise a lot of it has been replicated, just obviously with some slightly better graphics and slightly improved performance. So a great sort of 3D platformer there for you. Another complete classic is Nintendogs. So this obviously was a game where you could have a pet dog, a puppy of your own, and you could teach it tricks. It would respond to its name, and it would learn. Sorry about that. And it would learn all sorts of things that you could teach it. So definitely an interesting one there. I don't know if you remember hearing, kids sort of screaming a dog's name over and over and over again in the back of a car or something like that. That was often a child trying to teach a dog its name. Another classic is The Sims 2 on DS. Way back when The Sims 2 was a thing, on 4 now of course on PC. But in The Sims 2 in the DS, you're in a little town, I think. I'm pretty sure it's visited by aliens. Maybe called Strangeville or something. And you can customise your own sim and experience what it's like in that little town. You might have also heard of Professor Layton. These are a sort of puzzle game type thing. They're a little bit different to the brain training games, which I also do have for you. You can have a look. But it's the same principle, that they're puzzle games. And Professor Layton's a bit like Sherlock Holmes. So they're quite interesting. As mentioned, this is one of the Brain Age games. I think this is probably not as popular as Brain Training, which was its more sort of popular counterpart, but still a good brain training game. And I do also have Brain Age 2, which was the sequel, which is the same principle again. Interesting, a few minutes a day to train your brain. I think it does Brain Age, sort of calculations and monitors, just like brain training did. Your different sort of improvements on each individual area of lateral thinking, etc. This is a game, not a particularly well-known game, I don't think, but it's 42 all-time classics. Features things on there such as Backgammon and other sort of classic sort of board games, things I assume, seeing as there's a pool on there that you can do pool, and probably dice games as well, not just Backgammon. So a good party game one there. This is Spyro. Specifically, this is Spyro, Legend of Spyro New Beginning. Neat little game, this again, kind of like similar to the other Spyro games. A little bit more, I'd say, sort of top-down, not quite top-down, but almost that sort of isometric viewpoint for this game. Because it's the DS and obviously didn't have the same graphical capabilities, but follows a very similar classic Spyro sort of, play style and playability and function. We've got Band Hero here, so kind of the Guitar Hero side of things. If you wanted this one, it basically comes with a sort of sleeve. It's a soft, sort of squishy sleeve that you can use to play the drums with, and then there's also a plastic sleeve that slips over one end of your DS, and you can use that to play the guitar with. So you press down on the coloured paddles in time with the music, just as you do on Guitar Hero or Rock Band. So another brilliant one. This is Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games. I do also have the normal Olympic Games somewhere in this pile. And obviously it's the Winter Olympics, and you get to play as characters from the franchises of Mario and Sonic, the legends themselves, of course, but many of their friends, and you experience and compete in Winter Olympic activities. This is a game called CSI Dark Motive. It's one of those games that is a sort of interpretation of a TV show. So in this case it's CSI, and you are discovering who has committed crimes based on forensic evidence. Investigating the crime scene, processing the evidence, etc. I think there might even be some interviewing of suspects and things like that. It's basically a sort of, I don't know if it's a remake of one of the PC games of the same ilk, but it's certainly a support to those PC games, if not a direct remake. We've got the Sims 2 Pets, similar to the original Sims 2, but this one's about pets. It doesn't work in the same way as the expansions for the Sims 2 on PC. You can't, connect the games in the same way, so this is a standalone game, but it does allow you to have pets. We're back to brain training. This is Dr. Kawashima's brain training. This is probably the one that you'll remember if you played games at that time on the DS. You might remember his little smiley face. I think he has glasses on, and a sort of cartoony version of his face, and he does brain training exercises with you. So this is definitely the one, if you're looking for a brain training game, this is the one you probably were thinking of. Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. This is Justice for All, one of the episodes. They've recently actually released, I don't know if you're a PC gamer, but they recently remastered the original Ace Attorney series for PC for the first time. But if you're still a die-hard sort of traditionalist, then you can play it on the DS in the way it was originally intended, without the sort of updated graphics. I mean, updated to a degree, they're still hand-drawn type things. But this Ace Attorney is, you play as a attorney, and you are, I believe you're a defence attorney, but you do end up effectively prosecuting people. And you are playing and working out, you study the crime scenes and you're looking at the evidence and working out why people may or may not have committed crimes and trying to find the real perpetrators. Similar to CSI, but a lot lighter in tone. This is Tamagotchi Corner Shop 2. I don't have Corner Shop 1, apologies. This is a Tamagotchi themed game, if you remember those little guys from the, I guess they were the 90s, these little handheld pocket monsters. And basically, in this game, you run corner shops featuring your favourite Tamagotchis. There's a florist, a bakery, I believe, maybe a tailor. Here we have the summer version of the other one that I showed you. This is Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, the Summer Games. And again, you get to play as Mario, Sonic, or any one of their friends, embarking upon the exciting adventures of the Olympics. So, you know, things like, pretty sure there's trampolining, and your other sort of more traditional athletics. This is a Donkey Kong game called Donkey Kong Jungle Climber. It's a fairly traditional Donkey Kong kind of game. It's a platformer, I believe, but I think a 3D one, not the 2D, very traditional, original Donkey Kong. And it's obviously a sort of slightly more modernised turn on the arcade-style Donkey Kong original games. Zoo Tycoon DS. This is a remake of Zoo Tycoon, of course, for the DS. Not as detailed as the PC version, and obviously there's subsequently been Zoo Tycoon, and now I believe Planet Zoo by the same makers. I might be wrong. But this is a slightly simplified version where you can still, you know, fundamentally achieve the same things, run a zoo, etc. So my itch, scratch that itch if you want a zoo building game. Big Brain Academy, again, brain training. Seem to have a lot of these. They were obviously very popular at the time. I think everyone's grandparents probably had these, or parents. So this is another one, slightly lighter in tone than the other brain training ones, but still the same principle. And we're rounding off with two absolute classics. We've got Mario Kart DS. Of course, Mario Kart, the absolute classic game where you drive along against your friends. It does have multiplayer capability, and it's the original. I mean, not the very first one, but it does have, as in the one that was not on the DS, but it does have some of the favourite tracks, like Rainbow Road, if you've ever played and resented the fact you can fall off Rainbow Road. That's Mario Kart. And then lastly, but by no means least, we have Animal Crossing Wild World. Animal Crossing, of course, the game where you are for some reason a human being in a world that is occupied by anthropomorphic animals, and you owe a raccoon a lot of money, and so you do some work around an island or an area for that raccoon, basically, and you make money or bells, and you live a very pleasant life of fishing and collecting items for a museum and decorating your little house and making friends with your animal neighbours. There have been many versions of Animal Crossing, all of which are very quaint and lovely, so you'll probably find some joy in the world of Animal Crossing. So, do any of these tickle your fancy? Any of these you might want to take with you? Not a problem. Okay, sure, we can take which one of the Pokemons? White. Alright, that's fine. We'll take that one. Okay, great. Yep. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games. Yeah. Any of these? Not tempted by the Winter Olympics? Okay. Animal Crossing, yeah, of course. And Mario Kart, yep. Not a problem at all. I will ring all these up for you on the tills. Any of the others? looking through them for you. Sims 2? Yeah, of course. And Nintendogs? Yeah, not a problem. And Super Mario? Yeah, okay. Those are a brilliant selection, so I will get those run up for you now. But thank you so much for coming. I'll meet you round at the tills in a moment, and I'll see you there. Bye-bye.